Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Amethystastrotarot. This is Terry. I'm a practicing astrologer and the tarot reader. For your professional requests for astrological chart interpretations and or tarot readings, you may always contact me from the links in my profile. Today is 12th of May 2025 and I have just finished my videos about the full moon interpretation that will occur at 5:55 UK time towards the evening tonight, full moon in Scorpio. And now this video is about my famous series 1decan, one card, one chart. So the sun is at the moment in the third decan of Taurus. So today I will be talking about the third decan of Taurus. I can share quickly what we are talking about just to show. Later I will make sure that I will have the other things. As we can see, in the third decan of Taurus, according to Chaldean descending order, the decan ruler is Saturn, and also again according to triplicity order as well, the Saturn. So we are talking of double Saturn as the decan rulers, and the minor arcana card that is associated with this decan is the Seven of Pentacles. This is the image from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and the chart that I would be looking at more about the Sun in Taurus is for the Andy Murray, the famous Scottish tennis player. So I will look into them one by one. So I mean, like when we are talking about the Saturn in Taurus, Saturn is about, I mean, like reality. It can be about the limits that we are putting or the authority, and at the same time, it's about also the much about the older. And sometimes in the traditional astrology, there is an association with the death or the endings. And we can also look at the Saturn about the time, right? Time, with the mythical association as well. So, and there is the structure and the limitations and the boundaries that are all coming together. And then when we look at the decan as the decan ruler, Saturn in Taurus, that we are seeing the expression of this, all this authority and the boundaries and the limits in Taurian way. I mean, like it's like that in a way, so Saturn is expressing this kind of authority in a more grounded, in a more practical, in a steady, maybe more slow pace, and also I think knowing the value of the things in a better way. I mean, like it's like when we are putting all these limitations and the boundaries, or when we are expressing our authority, it's like we are also thinking about all these physical attachments to certain values and the things in our lives as well. And also, of course, I mean, Taurus could be about the routines and the in everyday life. It's not like a Virgo type of rituals or routines, but you want that steady and steady type of routines in your life, what you are used to. I mean, you don't want to be getting out of your routines too much, because that's how you know, and you try to keep it as it is, because the Taurus is a fixed sign. So when Saturn is expressing all this limits and all this, I mean, reality, check, or the time. All these considerations has to be done in order for Saturn to express itself. I mean, like, so we can have this in a way routine based and slow pace time, or when we are doing things. I mean, it could be the case that we have to take into consideration uh, the things that we are used to in order to apply our authority to some of the things, or to construct new things. I mean, like, when we are constructing or when we are putting structures, then we can think that they would be really on a steady base. Maybe it won't be fast, it won't be like happening just like that. Maybe it would be in a much slower pace, but we can also be sure that the ground would be really good to put that structure on. So that kind of thing could be coming through the Saturn in Taurus. So that could, this kind of understanding of structures and the time, and as I said, the limits could be impactful on the way that we express ourselves. If we are talking about the sun, and I mean, how we show our conscious part to the world, how we express our identities to the world in that sense. And in that sense, let's look at the Seven of Pentacles. And it's very known that every time I look at a card, I have different ideas about the that card and how it expresses that level of um, Decan in that card. I mean, like, if we go back also to the cards that start the Taurus, I mean, we first see that there is the Five of Pentacles, that we are talking about all this uh, two people uh, coming to our minds, the image like passing in front of a church or temple, and there is this light coming, or the Five of Pentacles, they are walking through. So it's like that, in a way, making that effort sometimes, or thinking through, thinking in a um, practical way, and also in a grounded way, to see the options that are out there, not just feeling bad ourselves and pass by. Maybe making a bit of more effort and relating ourselves to something that is valuable waiting for us there. And after that, we come to the stage of Six of Pentacles, that it is the stage that we feel the need to share with other people, and also that with the scale and everything, like, to be in a way just. And when we are sharing, we make sure that we give everyone enough. And also it's a, I think, in a way, belief that that if we share, then it will increase the value that we have in our hands. So it's like a giving and taking back, but everyone would be happy at the end of the day, and that will make us maybe feel more satisfied both emotionally and in a way mentally as well. And when we come to the Seven of Pentacles, it's interesting to see here that we have this person, like, I think he's waiting for all these, that there is one pentacle on the ground and the other six are there. And it's like he looks a bit um, tired, or he's like waiting like on the stick, or the if he's a farmer or someone like that, on the harvesting stuff, and you are waiting for uh, things coming through. Of course, I mean, uh, with Saturn being there, I think there should be need for a lot of hard work in place as well, hard work and effort. So in a way, we are waiting. Also, I mean, like, if we think that Taurus is related with agriculture, soil, and all the earth, so it's like maybe we are waiting. It's a waiting process, you know. There could be delays also with the Saturn as well, and we are waiting for our efforts to give some fruit to us. It could be sometimes a long way, but we know that eventually, as we made a lot of effort, as we came a long way, actually, in the end, we will see the fruits, and we will see the harvest of what we have planted. I think that's a feeling like that, even that we could feel a bit. I mean, there's a feeling of like, when it's like, when is it going to come? I think whatever comes out might be worth the time of waiting, because at the end of the day, there's hard work invested here. There's a structure that has been in place. So there is also a lot of effort, and there is also that we, I think, made a good limits, etc., for what we can do, what we can not do. And thinking all of it, I think the probably earth, or whatever project or whatever relationship we are invested in, eventually will give the fruit and make this face smile finally. So having said that, now let's go from the Seven of Pentacles to the chart of the chart of Andy Murray. Uh, to be honest, I mean, I know, of course, who he is. I know that he's a tennis player, and I know more or less about the achievements, but it's been many years that I haven't watched tennis. I used to watch tennis when I was like in my teens years, and also when I was early 20s. But after that, I think I just stopped. But I really like the play and the idea of all that ball coming back and forth, etc. So Andy Murray was born on 15th of May in 1987 in Glasgow, in Scotland. And according to the equal house system, his sun is in Taurus, and it's in the ninth house, and it's in the, of course, third decan of Taurus. And thinking about the Saturn being really impactful on his identity, I think it won't be surprising to think about, especially, I mean, in every sport, of course, you have to like all that practice and everything. But I think that tennis, when we think about the tennis, there are these long hours of practicing from very young age. So you are trying to mature yourself and with the tennis playing. And also it's like it needs a lot of effort, it needs a lot of hard work, it needs a lot of structure, it needs a lot of discipline, right? I mean, and to achieve something. And I'm telling that I know that in lots of sports, of course, you need all that thing, but I think also tennis is generally an individual sport, and to shine through the crowd, or to be like coming to the top, I think sometimes takes years for people. I mean, like some people, I mean, like could be uh, coming out, I mean, like as medal winners, etc., at very early ages. But when we look at some of the famous tennis players, sometimes compared to the other fellow players, it takes more time, more effort to come to that highest point. So in that sense, I think that um, in his identity, in his self-expression, I think this Saturn's discipline, Saturn's structure, Saturn's, I think, limits. I think that there is a kind of limitation when you are making any sport, limitation actually to what you like, because you have to follow the certain routines, which could be fine with Taurus, because they like that what they are used to. So in that sense, I think it could be a important factor uh, for Andy Murray. I mean, to have the Saturn as the Decan rulers of his identity, how he shines in the world in a way. And also, I mean, it's in the ninth house. It's like a quite a connection with the foreign cultures, and also the different cultures, and being uh, part of the world at the end of the day, which I think at the end of the day, when you become a known international player, you end up traveling all around the world, going overseas, and being exposed to different cultures, different languages, different people, and you are shining through that. I think in that sense, I think all that come together, it looks very interesting. But of course, I mean, uh, before, I mean, like I wrap up about his son, which is actually now I'm paying attention, is that according to the technical definition of the unaspected, his son is unaspected, which could be, I think that also in that sense um, could be the case, that to get connection, to show himself, to um, make people understand his routine, maybe he should have made much more effort all through his life in that sense. And I think that that Saturn uh, might have been a good teacher from time to time, but also could have sometimes maybe limited him in expressing this identity. So, but we should look into his life, or maybe we should have an in-person talk with him in that sense. Having said that, I mean, like he has a Virgo rising, which is also, of course, working through perfection. That's the life you write, the perfection and the practicality, and also it's about the service in a way, and also the order, right? To put everything in order in a certain category. And again, the rituals and routines are very important in that sense with that. And the Mercury would be the chart ruler, which we see actually quite impactful, as that is the Mercury in Gemini, and Mars in Gemini, and his also 10th house, the house of career, how he expresses his authority, how he, relates to the wider society and everything, is also ruled by Mercury. So this Mercury in Gemini, this quick thinking, swift thinking, and adaptability could be really important. And also, I think it gives quite an impact in his general, maybe, attitude and identity, because he has a lot of mutable placements, which could make him, uh, letting him make changes when it is necessary without any doubt, despite the fact that his sun is in Taurus, and then the Decan rulers are um, the Saturn as well. So in that sense, I think this mutability in his chart could be really important, though it's quite dominant. So in some cases, it could be thought that maybe he might need more this grounding or fixed energy that would be coming through his Taurus sun as well. So that is Andy Murray in a few minutes time. Of course, we could talk a lot about his chart more, and what is the basis of his life, and from here where he went all through these nearly 38 years. In 3 days he would complete 38. Yeah, happy birthday in advance to Andy Murray. And I hope that it gave an kind of an understanding about the Saturn in Taurus. Saturn is the Decan ruler of any placement that we have in the third decan of Taurus, and that how we can combine the card and the chart and the decan rulers together like that. So I hope to meet you all in the other episode of One Decan, One Card, One Chart, when we come to the Gemini season, and I would be announcing the card and the chart before I make the first decan of Gemini. I wish all the best to everyone, and see you. Bye bye.